Japan, the land of the rising sun, a country known worldwide for its cutting-edge technology, deep-rooted traditions, and breathtaking natural landscapes. From the neon-lit skyline of Tokyo to one of the most fascinating and frequently visited destinations on Earth. But what if I told you this openness to the outside world is actually a recent development in Japan's long and complex history? For more than 200 years, Japan deliberately sealed itself off from nearly all foreign contact. This era of isolation, known as Sakoku, didn't lead to stagnation. Quite the opposite. It sparked a golden age of cultural refinement, economic growth, and unique social evolution. So how did a once isolated island nation transform into a global powerhouse known for openness and innovation? Let us travel back through time and uncover the captivating journey of Japan long before modern skyscrapers, bullet trains, or sushi. The islands that form today's Japan were inhabited by human settlers over 40,000 years ago. These early inhabitants, migrating from mainland Asia, brought skills like farming and metalworking. Over centuries, small communities grew into organized kingdoms with regional identities and distinctive customs that helped shape the cultural richness we see today. By the 3rd century AD, a powerful state had emerged in southern Japan centered around the Yamato region. This early kingdom introduced the concept of a monarch, the emperor. Though spiritual and symbolic in nature at first, the emperor would become a central figure in Japanese identity, with a legacy that continues into the modern day. As Japan's political system developed, so did its culture, heavily influenced by its Asian neighbors. Buddhism arrived from Korea in the 6th century, followed by the Taika reforms in 645, which aimed to model Japanese governance after China's imperial system. These reforms introduced a centralized bureaucracy, land reforms, and codified laws that marked a shift from clan-based rule toward a more unified administration. In 794, Emperor Kanmu moved the capital to Heian, modern-day Kyoto, marking the start of the Heian period. This era saw immense cultural progress in literature, art, and court life. The famous tale of Genji, often regarded as the world's first novel, was written during this time, reflecting the refined aesthetics of the imperial court. But as the imperial court grew increasingly detached from everyday governance, regional power began slipping into the hands of local nobles. These feudal lords, known as daimyo, rose in influence, backed by fierce warriors called samurai. This system allowed regional leaders to act independently, often ignoring imperial directives and collecting their own taxes. By the 12th century, powerful warrior clans such as the Taira and Minamoto battled for dominance. This culminated in the Genpei War and the eventual victory of the Minamoto clan. In 1192, Minamoto no Yoritomo was granted the title of shogun, establishing the Kamakura shogunate, a military government that would rule Japan for centuries. Japan's samurai-led military government soon faced external threats. In the late 13th century, the mighty Mongol Empire, led by Kublai Khan, attempted to invade Japan twice. Both times, typhoons, later called kamikaze or divine winds, destroyed the Mongol fleets, preserving Japan's independence. These events strengthened the belief in divine protection and added to the warrior class mythos. However, the cost of defense nearly bankrupted the shogunate, and unpaid samurai grew. Discontent. This internal pressure eventually led to a coup in 1333, where Emperor Go-Daigo temporarily restored imperial control, but within 5 years he was overthrown and the Ashikaga shogunate took power, maintaining the shogun as the true ruler while the emperor remained a symbolic figure. Even under new leadership, the real authority remained with the regional lords and their clans. These daimyo governed their territories independently and frequently fought among themselves for dominance, forming shifting alliances and waging private wars that kept the nation fragmented. Tensions reached a boiling point in 1467 with the outbreak of the Onin War, a brutal civil war over succession and influence. The war marked the start of the Sengoku period, a century-long era of chaos, shifting alliances, and near constant warfare between rival samurai clans. Entire provinces were destroyed and castles became the centers of military and administrative control. Despite the violence, this period laid the foundation for future unification. Ambitious warlords like Oda Nobunaga and Toyotomi Hideyoshi began consolidating power, leading to the eventual unification of Japan under Tokugawa Ieyasu in the early 17th century. What followed was a turning point. Japan closed its borders, cut ties with most foreign nations, and entered over 2 centuries of peace and isolation during the Edo period. During this time, internal trade flourished, urban centers expanded, and arts such as kabuki theater, ukiyo woodblock printing, and haiku poetry reached new heights. And that is where the story of Sakoku truly begins. From ancient settlers to samurai dynasties, Japan's early history is a powerful story of transformation, resistance, and reinvention. In our next video, we will dive deeper into the Sakoku period when Japan cut off contact with the world only to emerge centuries later as a global cultural and technological force. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you do not miss it. And if you enjoyed this journey through time, drop a like and let us know your favorite era of Japanese history in the comments.